Wednesday, May the 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Coach Tim, and what we have for you today is a little bit more of that gymnastics stuff that we've been working on. So we're going to spend the first half of what would normally be our strength piece doing mobility stuff, so a little bit of stretching, a little bit of mobilization. We're going to even use a foam roller today, so if you have one, bring one. We have enough to share, like sort of in a station sort of way, but if you have one, bring it. That'll help a lot. That being said, we're also then going to move on to some stuff that's more of like a strength building. It's like, let's see how well this mobilization and stretching helped me. Maybe I made some gains there. But the way we'll test the gymnastics today is through a WOD that's actually a repeat for us. So we did this one before. We did it back on, I think it was January 30th. I think I looked it up, and that's the date that I saw. But the bottom line is, it's 10 rounds, so it's one of those higher rounds, lower volume type of workouts. We're gonna have, that's sort of a theme for us this week, and it's 3 strict somethings. So pull strict somethings on the rig. And then 6 handstand push-ups. And the reason we like this as a repeat is because this is one of those workouts where if 40 people do it, it'll be like 38 different combinations of how it got done. And it's an easy way for us to sort of see whether or not the needle has moved in a few months with regard to handstand push-ups or even pull-ups. Even though the focus today is on the handstand push-ups, you might have made some gains in the pull-up realm that changed the way you do this WOD this time. And so here's what I mean by 38 different ways to do this workout. This one can be scaled up and it can be scaled down, and that's true for both movements as well. So yeah, there's only so many combinations, but of modification versus not modification, but there's so many different modifications for both of these movements that we can see so many different combinations. So let's talk about scaling up. We want to see strict somethings on the rig from most people today. And so that means we're going to eliminate the kip. There's going to be something, maybe it needs to be a band, maybe it needs to be quick singles, whatever. We're going to see strict something on the rig, but that could be strict chest to bar for people who feel like they can do that. And then the same thing could be true scaled up. We don't often talk about scaling up. It's not always on the table, but today it is, even for the handstand push-ups. So if you're someone who feels like you can do strict handstand push-ups, in addition maybe even to strict chest to bar, then go for it. Do that. Make it harder than it has to be, but don't do so at the expense of not meeting the cap. If you scale up and don't hit the cap, then you scale wrong. But then we can talk about scaling down, right? So if the movement that we're prescribing today is strict pull-ups, and you don't necessarily have strict pull-ups yet, then this workout would be just as you meet the stimulus. If you have 1 strict pull-up, but 3 would take you a long time. I'd rather you consistently do 1 or 2 instead of 3. Just make note of that on Beyond the Whiteboard. And then handstand push-ups. Today's not the day specifically to try to do strict if you don't have them yet. So we have kipping on the table, and that's the normal prescribed version of handstand push-ups today, but we also know of so many ways to scale it. This is ultimately a very pull-push workout. So we'll accept all kinds of modifications for the handstand push-ups. We like a dumbbell press. We like pike variation. We like from the box, and this is another way that 38 people can do 38 different versions of the WOD. If you don't have strict pull-ups even at all, then we can still meet the standard by doing it with a band, but such a band that doesn't have so much resistance that we're bouncing, a band that has little enough resistance to help, but also that you need to do that little extra pull at the top to get your chin up over the bar, and that's how we meet today's stimulus with that movement. So again, so many different ways to skin the cat today. So many, and 15 minutes as a cap, we feel like is plenty of time to have the time and space to work on whatever it is you want to work on. But in order to meet today's stimulus, just pick some version of this that is doable in under 15 minutes, but still finishable, please. That's the bottom line. That's how you get the most out of this workout. All right, guys, enjoy.